Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Rewind That. It's your girl, Miss K. If this is your first time coming across my channel, welcome. Please be sure to subscribe if you like the vibe and hit that notification bell so you know when I upload more videos like this one and when I go live and all that good stuff. I was actually going to schedule this for 8:30 and I really should have because for some reason lately, The Wire has really been giving me a hard time when it comes to getting my stuff together. But anyway, I'm here, guys. As promised, I told you we're gonna be doing The Wire at least twice a week now until I fill up my roster. You know, I gotta come on Tuesdays and on Fridays and on Sundays. Friday, something is coming for Friday, but we'll work it out, guys. Okay, what's up, Demarcus and Derry Backus? I hope I'm saying your name right. Hi. Um, and Tamika, what's up, girl? Rashonda Greer, how are you all? Guys, this is, hey, J Mac, this is the season finale of episode 4, guys. We're about to go into, I'm sorry, I said episode 4. This is the season finale of season 4, The Wire, guys, our rewatch. All right, going across the screen is our quote of the episode. If Animal Trapped, call 410-844-6286, Baltimore Traditional. That has to be a real number, obviously, right, guys? All right, so guys, man, oh man, this is the episode where Bodie meets his fate. Let me bring in my sidekick, of course. What's up, my partying crowd?
Hey y'all, what's up?
I love that picture. It's so cute.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, guys. So the episode starts off with, because remember what happened. Sherrod, he passed away in the last episode, unfortunately. Poor
Accidental
baby.
OD.
Yes, because he needed to leave that stuff alone. Okay, it was a Bubbles hot shot. He done took a little, I don't want to say whiff up, but you know what he did. So it starts off with Detective J or Officer J, whatever you want to call him. He's seeing more red on the board, right? But also, Bubs has come in to turn himself in for Sherrod's killing. So he says, I killed that boy. I killed that boy. He's really taking this on. He has guilt and all this stuff. He feels like it wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for him, right? But also, guys, when they were talking to him, he threw up on the table and on Officer Chubbs. I was like, ew.
I was laughing at that part.
It was not funny to me because first of all, I get real grossed out about stuff, right? And then when he was cleaning himself off in the bathroom, like, you saw the noodles and all that stuff. I was like, ew, girl.
I was laughing. Chubbs was mad trying to clean that off. You know you can't clean. You can't clean no puke off like that.
Honestly, though, I was gonna say his attitude wasn't bad.
Nah, like, he handled it like a champ.
He was all singing because it's the holiday. He had the holiday spirit. He was singing the Christmas songs and all that stuff. And I'm like, okay, he laughing. Then he sees somebody says Rawls sucks this and that, sees it on this. Wrote it on the bathroom like they a bunch of school kids and everything, and he laughs at that. Jingle bells, whatever the heck he was singing. So
they was talking about him though, saying he sucked, right?
No, they said Rawls.
Oh yeah, that's the other guy. The
one that we didn't know. The one that we didn't know was
on the low.
He on the low. So after that he goes back into the interrogation room and we see freaking Bubbles hanging from the daggone ceiling.
Oh man, that scared me, y'all.
Yes. And so he tried. But how did you feel about this scene? Could you try to remember how you felt when I
first seen him in there?
You breaking up a little bit. What happened? Hello? Moochie? Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm having internet issues, y'all. Sorry. Yeah, but I was just that part with him seeing him like that when he walked back in that interrogation room, that kind of scared me.
Yeah.
I was like, no.
I know, right? It's very sucky. All right, guys. So in the next scene, we also see that, they done after getting that whole order to get into them vacants, they are finding bodies in various blocks, right? I'm sorry, in vacants on various blocks. So now they're like, yo, how far do you think this could have gone? Because they weren't expecting it to be this crazy, right? And so now Daniels is, I'm sorry, not Daniels, but Freeman is like, there's only one way to find out. So he calls Daniels and he's letting Daniels know that they need some extra, like they need some patrolmen to cover the extra ground. All right. And Daniels is telling Burrell this as well. Okay. Now, later on, there's also a meeting where the guy, the one who took over, I don't remember his name, but he's the, what was Colvin again? What was he called?
Colvin was the he was a
Start
major,
with a C. A major. Okay, it was a
a
major.
colonel.
I don't. Yeah, I think it was a major
Yeah, he
because
was a major though.
the colonel guy, I think he just died, right?
Mhm.
And that's who Daniels is now, I think. All right. So anyway, he was the one in the meeting telling everybody that now they gotta go through all of that vacants in the city, right, and check for a specific nail. You know that nail that Snoop and Chris use. If you see that nail, you need to go tell your lieutenant or whoever the cop that's in charge and all of that stuff. I'm sorry, whoever your ranking officer is, you need to let him know. You could enter the home, he said, but if you find a body, then you need to let your superior know and do not
Not
touch
mess
the
with the
body,
crime
right? Because
scene.
you're gonna mess with the crime scene, okay? So also I did skip past that later, that scene later, but in this scene also, after Daniels walks away, Burrell tells Rawls that you don't try to play your hand a little too soon. You're not going to be taking my spot, and neither is Daniels. And he says, stick with operations because politics does not suit you. How did you feel about this? Like, did you have any care about this whole thing?
I like the way they was handling it, but he sees how he knows that Ross was gunning for his spot now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
So
why.
he gonna call him out on it and tell him that he tried to, he was gunning for his spot, but he moved a little too soon.
Yeah, it's not you. Start playing the politic games, bro.
Mhm.
Okay. But my thing is too, like, I'm not really on Burrell's side. Like, I like what he's telling Rawls, but I don't like. I'm on Daniel's side. So it's like, because
I'm
I
on
don't like
Daniel's
how,
side too
yeah, I
because
don't
I
like
feel
how
like
Burrell is trying to, like, say, don't worry about him. Because he's obviously he's someone that is he feels like he's gonna basically get in trouble some way somehow, right? Because he knows his dirt. Burrell knows his
mhm.
dirt. I'm sorry, I almost lost my train of thought because I was reading Tamika's her her comment. I'm sorry. She said Bubbles had 9 lives.
Mhm.
Okay. So yeah, that's that. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna move on because I kind of lost my train of thought. All right, so now Bubbles explains to Officer J what really happened with the hot shot, that it was who it was originally for, this dude that kept messing with him. And then after hearing his story, Jay decides to let Bubs go. How did you feel about that? What's up, Renee? Mooch. What's up, Marlon? All right, Moochie, I can't hear you, so I'm gonna have to move on. Um, Next, we have the co-op, and they having their little meeting outside. The co-op wants Prop Joe to pay for the full shipment by himself because they think that he should take the responsibility. Like you take that. Like, we didn't have nothing to do with it. We put our trust in you. Blah blah blah. Right. So he tells them that if he does pay for the shipment by himself, then they better not come back to him for the re-up, okay? Because I'm keeping it all for myself. Don't even think about it. And so they was kind of looking like, I don't know about all that. And so he said, y'all want to think about it again? Like, y'all want to do a re, I forgot the whatever term that they used I guess when they talked about the how they came to an agreement together. I forgot the word. I'm pretty sure one of y'all gonna put it up in the chat in a minute, but whatever the word was, that's what he used, right? So cue up again. Y'all want to cue up or whatever he said. It's not really important. Okay, so after they leave, Marlo says, listen, I want to know who was in charge of the stash. That's who the heck I want to talk to, right? And so we already know that Cheese was in charge of the stash. And Joe says that he can't give him up because that's his nephew. And Marlo kind of gave him this look and he was like, I can't do it. He meaning Prop Joe, I cannot do that. I can't give him up, right? But my connect had people there when the shipment got robbed. So you can talk to them and hear it if you want to, okay? So that's that, right? Tamika says I think she's saying re-up. No, that's not the word. It was the word that they were taught, that they said that they a word they used when they was basically saying that they as a co-op they came to an agreement, and so they all feel like Prop Joe is the one that should be paying for the shipment. All right. So all right, guys. So next, a quorum. There you go, Marlon. I knew somebody was gonna have it, and I knew it was gonna be you. A quorum, yes. Okay, that was what it was. All right. So that was that, guys. So next we have Blind Butchie, right? He makes a joke to Omar about selling the shipment back to Prop Joe. Now I could have sworn I heard him say 20 cents on the dollar. Okay. And Omar really considers it at this time. Like, this was supposed to be a joke. Like, I don't know what happened to Moochie. I hope she comes back in. But this was supposed to be a joke, right? And he's laughing. Naldo's laughing. But then he kind of stops and he's really thinking like, that might be a good freaking idea. But guys, later on, we see that he goes to Prop Joe. I'm sorry. Yeah, he goes to Prop Joe and he says, I'm going to sell it to you for $20. That's what he said. He said $20 on some. Guys, whatever. I feel like he did it higher. 20 on the. You know what? Maybe I'm screwing up, guys, because I know he said 20 cents on a dollar, but maybe that's what it is. 20 on the dollar is the thing, because Butchie said 20 cents, but Marlo said 20 on the dollar. So it kind of like screwed my mind up. My bad. But we are going to get to talk about how Prop Joe tried to game Marlo, and we ain't going to talk about that yet. All right. But anyway, so all right, let me just make sure that I'm on the right track. All right. So now Carver, he has a hard time finding foster placement for Randy. Okay. Moochie, are you coming back in, or are you having too many technical difficulties? All right. So yeah, Blind Butchie says, she says 20 cents on the dollar, right? Because I know I heard it. I heard not yet, Marlon. We ain't there yet. So I heard Butchie say 20 cents on the dollar, but when he went to Prop Joe, it sounded like he said something. He said 20. I think he just said 20 on the dollar, but because he didn't say cents, it kind of like screwed my mind real quick. But whatever. Anywho, so like I said, Carver, he had a hard time finding foster placement for Randy. Meanwhile, Randy's just sitting there. You know, he's at the police station, just sitting there. And so the new major is like, yo, what's going on with this kid? He cannot stay here. This is not social services. Like, let's get it going, move it on. And Carver, he's like, I'm trying, whatever, you know, I'm on the phone with social services right now, whoever he said he was on the phone with, and you know, they're trying to put him in a group home. And he's like, man, that's what it is. Too bad. Like, the major is like, I don't care. Like, if that's what needs to happen, that's what needs to happen. But Carver is trying his best not to have Randy go into a group home, and that's the bottom line. Okay, so next, guys, we have Cuddy at the hospital, and this nurse, you know, she's trying to give him a hard time. And she's like, you know, y'all criminals come in here, you get shot and you get cut and all this stuff, and you have no insurance. And then we get to, you know, stitch you up for free. And then you get back out on the streets and do the same thing and everything, right? She's just basically assuming that he's a gangster because she looked at his history from before, like, you know, his medical history and everything from the hospital. All right. And he didn't say anything. He didn't really defend himself or say anything, right? But then Colvin also comes in to see Cuddy, and he asks him for a favor. I said he asks him. Wow, guys, he asked him for a favor. All right, Mooch, you ready? I'm assuming
Yeah,
that
I'm
you're
back.
ready.
Sorry about that. I got
It's
back.
okay. How did you feel about this scene with her all up in his
Because she was assuming something, assuming the wrong, and when you
mm,
assume, you make an ass out of you and me. All
that's
right.
it. That's it. That is it. So, like I said, Colvin comes in after this and he wants a favor from uh Cuddy. We find out later on, which we will get to that. We find out later on that it's a favor to get in to see We-Bey. All right, we'll touch more on that later. So now, guys, we have little Kevin's body is found, and Pooh is on the scene. So is Bodie, and Bodie. He really takes this hard. He starts losing it. F Marlo. I don't care about nothing. He just out here deleting people because he can and all of this. And he's like, F everybody. So then he goes and he kicks the police cars out and all this stuff. And how did you feel about this scene? Oh, meanwhile, we see who is on the scene? McNulty's on the scene. He sees all of this going down. And Marlo, Bodie gets arrested. What you say? What do you got to say about this, Mooch?
McNulty sees it, but he sees it as an opening for him. He don't see it the same. He don't see it as helping the kid. He sees it as an opening and cracking the case and getting on.
I didn't feel like that at all.
I felt like at first that was his initial thoughts until he actually sat down and talked to him.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like he had a soft spot for Bodie. Even from when they sat down, and I could be wrong, but I felt like when they had the little talk at the little, the diner and stuff like that, it was a little soft spot. And of course, yes, I agree with I get what you're saying when you say he kind of looked at it as a little, like, let me slide up in here, see if this kid could get out or whatever. But I don't know. I just kind of felt like McNulty did want to help him a
He
little
wanted to
bit.
help him, but I just,
Yeah, you got the
he
side
still
eye.
had a hidden agenda.
You got the side eye.
Mhm.
All right, so then we have McNulty who asks Rhonda. Now, this is just, you can see McNulty right there. He's coming on this scene. This is an old school. We later find out that this is an old school that Daniels graduated from. He attended and graduated from. He said it was a good school and all this stuff. He picked it because it was closest to a lot of the crime scenes. And this is where they're bringing in the bodies, guys. I mean, could you imagine the smell in this place? My gosh. But so far, this is where they bring in the bodies. All right. So he comes and asks Ron to get Bodie's case dropped. All right. And she's like, he busts out some cop car windows and radio, this and that. You want to get him out? Like, the heck is going on here? But that's what happened. She clearly she allowed it. So also in this scene, Bunk and Freeman, right, they try to entice McNulty with the case, like hoping that they would get him to join them, right, join the major, come back to major crimes. They kind of teasing him because, first of all, he really is asking. I gotta mute you for a second. He really is asking all these questions, like, did you do this, did you do that, like, he's always asking. Especially, you're asking the wrong people. You're asking Bunk and Freeman, who are just incredible police officers.
Detectives, like they
So
not
how
doing
in
their
the world,
job.
so how in the world you asking that? You should know better already, right? They always have the answers right back at him. Like, they covered everything that he's saying. So they're just like, you know what? If I was, real police, I wouldn't pass this up, too good for real police, blah, blah, blah. So, of course, they got him thinking about it, but he clearly wasn't thinking about it, to me, until a certain situation happened. And we'll get back to that later. Oh shoot, I'm over here about to go to the last week's episode. Okay. All right, so now we got high school is not working out for Dookie. Okay,
No, he's already having a hard time.
can't even get into the building without folks
Yeah,
picking on him.
yeah. I
So
felt bad for him.
yeah, it's sad. And it's sad because it's like, even Bodie mentioned this like a long time. What was, like, in the beginning of the season, he said something about social promotion. And it was like, yo, like, they're out here just pushing these kids along.
Yeah.
they're not earning their grades, they're not earning promotion or nothing. They're just pushing them. Oh, they're 14 now. They got to go to the high school.
He wasn't even in the high school for a whole year. They moved him in the middle of the semester.
That was stupid. What's
I
up, Big
thought that
Wolf?
was real. Like, this kid is really not ready. He's just, let's say if he did good for 2 semesters.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's really time to move them to high school? And I
Mm-mm.
like the way Press stood up and pleaded for him.
Yeah, it didn't work. Mhm. Thank you, Big Wolf. Let me see. Let me see.
I'm sorry about that
Oliver
earlier.
said, "It's okay. Now, while this issue doesn't seem right with this deletion with Bodie, you can tell Bodie grew up. Mm, you could tell Bodie grew up. Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
But he grew up in the older times where they respected the game more. It had rules. They abide by the
And
rules.
Cole,
All of that.
yeah,
It was a
yeah.
code to the street. Marlo ain't working on no code. He's just acting like a selfish person, and he
Yeah.
gonna take every bone that he gonna get. That he
And that's
can get rather.
and that's what Bodie's saying. Like this guy just out here deleting people because he
Just
can.
because, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like it's nothing even real to it. Like it's crazy. All right, guys. So now we have Cuddy tells Colvin that We-Bey will agree to see him. But see, at this time as well, we still don't know that it's We-Bey for sure because they didn't mention any names. But I'm just saying it because we know who it
He
is,
was
right?
like, he said, I don't know if he
He
gonna do
said,
what you want him to
yeah,
do, but
I
he'll
don't
see
know if he's
you.
gonna do what you asking, but good luck. But he will see you because I put in a good word for you or whatever. So when he is leaving out, when Colvin is leaving out, the nurse says, "Are you coming back for a warrant?" And he's like, "For what?" He says, "For the guy, the what she call him, the
He called
gangster."
him the roughneck.
Oh yeah, the roughneck in room such and such or whatever. And he say, I don't know about none of that. I know that he got shot from trying to pull a kid off a corner. That's what I do know. She felt so stupid.
I was glad that she made him feel Colvin made her feel stupid because
Yes.
she really like thought she had his number. She thought she had him pegged out and everything. She was
Mm-mm.
totally wrong.
Yep. And even if you do have him pegged, you don't have to let him know. Like you don't have to say nothing to him.
But
You know
a
how it is.
bird
People
always got a cluck.
people swear that they gotta tell you how they feel.
Like I
You
said,
don't have Yeah, bird always got a cluck. Nobody you don't have to tell everybody how you feel. Anyway, so now we got Bunk, right? He goes back to Lex's mom for more info and he's asking more questions. Before she didn't want to say anything, but now that her son's body is turned up, she's talking a little more. Plus, she looked over at her father and whoever that older man is in the
and he
corner, and
gave
he
the
said,
nod.
and so she started talking, child. Well, I heard somebody saying the word got back to me that somebody named Kristen Snoop took my son and this and that. Well, deleted her son. She said she was basically talking a lot because, they had sat down. It was Daniels, Freeman, Rhonda, and Bunk and everything, and they was just talking about, what do you got? She's like, Rhonda saying, what's the PC for this? What's the PC for the tool? And for the what's that? The nail gun and all of this, and they don't have anything. Oh, and then they tried to say Randy might have been, a witness, and like Randy is not a witness. Like you
He's the
don't have,
person in
yeah,
question.
you don't have anything. Like you literally have nothing. So he said, you know what? Give me an hour or something like that.
Hmm
So that's what happened. He goes to Lex's mom, and I guess she can be used as a witness in the case, you know. But we'll see what happens with that. Okay. So now, next we have Carver, who he asked the social worker. Well, I guess she's kind of like one of the head social workers or whatever her position is, and he asked if he could be Randy's foster parent because he really does not want Randy to go into a group home.
Because
Clearly
he
he
know what's
knows.
gonna happen.
Exactly. Clearly he knows the group home is not the safest place for him and stuff like that. So he's like, what if I became his foster parent? And she's like, the screening would take months and you can't, and blah blah blah. Like the sad thing
I feel
about
like
this
she could have made an
situation,
exception with that.
the sad thing about this situation is that it doesn't seem like anybody was trying to help. Like you
No.
see that this is an officer, this is not just a regular man, he's trying to actually do something for a child, and she's just like, eh, I don't care.
He's just gonna
Sorry.
go. He's just gonna have to go there.
Yeah, he has to go. This is the way. This is the way it goes. He has to come back to us, just like how
I feel
basically
like he
trying to
should
play
have
by the
made an
rules.
exception with him because his life was in danger.
Hmm. I feel like I don't know. I want to say I feel like he could have taken it up the chain, but I don't think anybody would have cared. Like his
Yeah,
next stop, I
because
think, is that at
his
his net.
commander.
Hold on, his next stop is that dude, that new major who didn't give two craps.
Uh
So I
huh.
guess he can't go past him
Right.
because that would be on some McNulty stuff.
Yeah, because he tried to, but the guy
Yeah,
was like, he's got to get out of here. He's either going to social services or a group home. There's
yeah.
no ands and buts about it. He didn't even want to try to work something out. He just was like,
Mm-mm.
these are the rules. This is where he goes. This is not our problem from this
Yeah.
point on.
Because I was thinking maybe what if he would have went to go talk to Daniels or something, but Daniels got too much going on. But Daniels has the mayor's ear, but I don't know if Carver knows that. You know what I'm
No, I don't
saying?
think Carver did know
So
that at the time
yeah,
because they didn't know that he was like
the
they
trend, the
they didn't know he was getting there to be the golden.
getting groomed. Yeah,
Mhm.
he's being groomed. Screaming for command. Okay, so now, guys, Chris and Snoop are picked up after Kima finds a gun in a hidden compartment of their truck. And what does Chris say? It's not even our truck. Okay, whatever. But that was a smart little thing, them hiding the gun in that little compartment, but it
Yeah,
was
but
still
usually you
found.
get charged for more when you have something like that.
Yeah, well, they was able to not for some reason.
If they opened it like that when they got the truck checked, they could get charged for more. They could have got more charges on them with that. Just with that
What's up,
alone.
Samara and
Hi,
RC?
Samara.
All right, so look who it is. I forgot his name.
That
Kono
i-
Qua.
my name is
It
not
start with a
my name.
it start with a K though. Don't it start with a K or something? Marlon, what's his name?
My name is not my
Konos
name.
Ki. I don't remember his name. I'm school.
Even my name is not my name. That's all I remember when he
That
says
no,
that all
not
the
him.
time.
That's the Greek. That's the Greek dude, right? Oh no, him.
Yeah,
That
but
is
he's
him. With
not the Greek.
he. No, I know. I'm talking. I was saying that the
Oh,
sparrows.
Spiros.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. I was saying that the Greek said that, but no, sparrows did say that. My name is not my name.
Yeah, he said even my
Okay,
name is not my name.
so now we got Marlo and he's meeting with Spiros, and you got Joe right next to him and all that. And Spiros tells Marlo that, he ain't had nothing to do with the whole situation. He had nothing to do with the robbery, the shipment getting robbed and stuff like that. And Marlo says, well, how do I know that and stuff? And he says, because I say so. And Joe says so, right? And so Marlo says, so you trust your people like that? And that's when Spirit says, my driver ain't have nothing to do with it. And I know because I looked into his soul. The thing I liked about this scene right here is that I feel like this is how I feel. Marlo was shown that he ain't as big as he think he is, right? Because Spiro straight told him, listen, I'm only here to talk to you because of Joe. Like, I don't know you and I don't need to know you. Like, I don't care. I don't want to know you. You're a small fry guy.
I feel
And
like Joe really didn't want to. He
huh?
didn't want to take Marlo to see this guy. He did not want to take him because he feel like he gonna end up doing something sneaky, and they know how sneaky he is.
Who knows how sneaky?
They were saying it before he went there. He was like, "You sure this is like a good idea to do this?"
Yeah, they were who the people that
Him
was
and
saying
when he was talking with
Slim and
Slim and
Cheese
him,
was saying that. Yeah.
yeah, and I really feel like this is not a good idea.
But no, you already know if it's a good idea or you already know or not if it's a good idea. You already know that. So let's
He's
stop.
just sneaky.
So anyway, um yeah, so what's his name? Now who is it? Joe. Joe is saying it's not like he can it's in my own words, it's basically he's saying it's not like he can take him from him. You know what I'm saying? He don't know who as much as the Greeks don't trust people, as careful as they are, they're gonna stick with me because they know me. They don't know Marlo.
Right.
So, that's just, and the funny thing is that's what Spiros tells him. Like, I don't know you and I don't need to know you. I'm here because of Joe, right? But
Mm-hmm.
after all is said and done, Marlo tells Monk to follow Spiros. And Monk is like, what's going on with that? And he's like, yeah, just check it out. Like, I need to know more. So unfortunately, this is not good for him to be, first of all, meeting the connect. Obviously, it's not a good idea. He wants the guy to get followed and all that. Meet the connect. So now what? I ain't gonna say nothing because I don't know. But for me, I'm looking at it like if I could get rid of Prop Joe, I could find out where this dude is and go meet up with him.
You love me?
That's all I do.
All right. So the next pick, McNulty. I said next pick. Sorry. Next scene, McNulty gets Bodie released, right? And Monk sees Bodie getting into McNulty's car, and this is really bad timing, guys, because um, Monk was going down there to post bail for uh, for Chris and Snoop, and it was just really really bad timing for him to see this. If he didn't see it, then things might have turned out different, right? Nobody would know that Bodie was with McNulty or seen getting in a car, nothing like that. All right, so now we have this scene right here where
Mm-hmm.
Bodie is talking to what is his name, McNulty. Sorry guys with the names. He's talking to McNulty and he's telling him, like, I'm really tired of Marlo. And so now he's actually considering to snitch. And I can't wait to hear what y'all got to say about this because I know how you guys are about snitching. And he's like, you know what? I the game is rigged. He tells McNulty that the game is rigged. He feels like the little bees on the chessboard, the pawns. And he says that Marlo and his kind gotta go. Like, I'm not a snitch, but Marlo and his kind gotta go
I
because
feel like he
obviously
had
the
a
way
legit reason, yo.
because honestly the way they do things is it's just out of hand right now. I'll let you go in a second, Luigi. So one thing that I will say about this is that I understand it because I feel like if you are not playing the game correctly, then why can't I cheat now? Why can't I break the rules? The rules, okay, yeah, there's no snitching, but if you're not playing right, then why should the rules be different for you? So go ahead, Moochie. What did you have to say
I
about
felt
this?
like a rat is a rat. Nah, I don't agree with that on this one
Mm-mm,
because
not at
Marlo
all.
ain't playing by the rules no more. He making his
Mm-hmm.
own rules up as he go, and he's doing what he wants, strong arming people, all of
Mm-hmm.
that. Nah, I feel like now that he had a leg up in the game because of the whole situation with Avon and the way it went down, and he's taking advantage of a lot of people, and he's doing too much unnecessary deleting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So that's exactly back to my point. If you're not playing the game right, why can't I bend the rules too?
Yeah, exactly. I feel like this. If somebody like it reminds me of the part in Belly where the guy said, "Yeah, I'm gonna drop a dime on him." I don't
Mm-hmm.
see what was wrong with that. They ain't want to mess with no out of towners. He's not playing by the rules anymore. He's doing what he wants. He's taking out people just because he wants to be that guy. Nah,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, and the way Bodie said it. Look, I'm not ratting on nobody in my crew, no
Right.
Barksdale people. He had rules to how he was going,
How he was doing it.
and he wasn't going to live on his knees. He let you
That's
know
right.
that he's still a stand up guy.
That's
But
right.
is not to be. This is not to be. This is not
Yeah.
how the game is played.
Yeah.
And nah, it's not
Just
right.
some lay down ish. Get
Yeah,
down to lay down. Like, no.
yeah.
I'm not doing it.
Mhm.
I'm not doing it. Um, Tamika says, I hear you, Moochie, but at this point, rules were out the window. That's exactly the point. Rules were
Yeah.
out the
So that
window. So
it's
why are we
so that's
playing?
so why we still talking about this dude is a stitch?
Right. Why are we playing with
So
rules?
if you already know the other guy's not playing by the rules, why am I not? Why am I gonna still play a straight game?
Right. And that's exactly what he was saying. He said when he like where they at when stuff go bad. You know, they want you to play, they want you to be this and be that, but when you get in trouble or you know what I'm saying, they just want you to do what you told and all of that. Basically, that's me paraphrasing. Oh
And
my
that's
goodness,
not what
where the heck
Avon
is
did with
this?
his people. Avon took care of all his people. When he
Yes.
got charged, them what that Levy was coming to save all of them, not just his core people, like how Marlo got it. He not
Mm,
taking care of his workers.
no, he's not.
Taking care of his core
Yeah,
workers, but not all of them.
that's right.
All right,
So
that's all I
there
gotta
you
say about
go.
that.
Right. It's a good debate. Listen, I wanted to because of this, I wanted to do great debates with Miss K this Friday, but I wanted to do like the episode, talk about this episode like the day before or something so we could talk about this scene. But we gonna see how we could do this coming up on Friday. We could put this into the debate because I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a lot of people talking. We don't need, you know how it is with this crew. What's up, Tamika? Mm-hmm. All right. So that's what Bodie said. Don't ask me to live on my effing knees, you know? And I like how McNulty was like, you're a soldier.
Oh,
He
he
said,
sounds so funny.
right.
Like,
You're a
you
soldier,
really saying
Bodie.
this?
Right. You're a soldier, Bodie. What did he say? What did he say? Damn right I am, or something like that.
Or
Or effing
something
right.
like that. You
Yeah.
damn right. You know, damn straight or
How do
something.
you
I
feel
don't know.
about something like that? How you feel about how McNulty is looking at him though? Like what do you see? Cause
I still see him having ulterior motives.
mm,
No matter what, McNulty always feel like, yo, if I get this and bring this case in,
uh-huh.
everybody's gonna be patting me on my back and saying what a good job I did. You know
Well,
how
you
he
don't feel
is.
like he changed though? He really seems like he
Changing.
changed.
Okay, being him doing the being a beat
The
cop,
beat, uh-huh.
that has changed him a lot. It
Yeah.
has had him where he has some sort of empathy for some of these guys now. I have
Mm-hmm,
seen that change. But
right.
he still be wanting to bring that big old case in.
Oh yeah, he wants to bring the big case in, but it did take him a while to to fold and get back in because even as they were talking about it, they were, he didn't see, look, he was intrigued, it looked like, but he didn't care enough to be like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna leave my little beat situation alone. I'm gonna come back to major crimes. See, he didn't seem
Hmm.
like he was really sold yet until the situation happened with Bodie, which,
Yeah.
we're gonna get into. So next, guys, we have Colvin, who he visits We-Bey, and he tells him that Namond can go a lot of places and be a lot of things. Not like when we was growing up. They couldn't see past, anywhere in Baltimore, right? So Colvin tells We-Bey that the game is different now because he's like, listen, if you don't give this your kid a chance, he gonna either live. He gonna either get deleted out on them streets or he gonna wind up right in here next to you. And Reba is just like, well, hey, that's the game. And it's like, yo, what the heck is wrong with you, guy? Like, this is your son. I can't speak for guys like him. I just can't, but you should want better for your kids is all I'm
I
saying.
just, you know what got me with him? He said he give Naaman 2-3 years tops
Mm-hmm.
before he either deleted or right there next to him.
Yeah.
And he just took it with a grain of salt and
Yeah,
was just
like
like,
that's the
oh,
game.
like, yeah. And I could never think like that for my kid.
Mm-mm. Yeah. I didn't like that. And he said this even after he was like, the game is different, it's a whole new breed out there, no code, this and that and the third, so like if it's honestly giving him 2-3 years is a lot actually for the people that's on the streets now.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually being way generous because I don't think Naaman would last long at all.
Mm-hmm. Because even Bodie was cutting him some slack.
Mm-hmm. So but then uh Weebay says, you know what, I mean, after he said what he said, meaning Weebay, where he was like, that's the game, maybe not. And he says, well, listen, we talking about naming here, like, like we not talking about you. Your son is that he's not made for these corners. Like, I'm trying to let you know, okay? And so Weebay says, well, you're asking too much. You know what I'm saying? So I guess we'll see. We already know what happens, but he's thinking about it. He says you're asking too much, and at this point, we don't know exactly what he's
I
asking,
I do like the
but we'll
fact that
find
he was
out.
telling him how smart Naaman really is.
Mm-hmm.
So he
Yeah.
was like he could go anywhere with the chance with the if you give him a chance because he's smart.
Yeah.
He's smart. He said he got a sense of humor. He said, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't even know him from the corners. I met him from school, and that should have meant a lot right there for him.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep, Marlon. No code, no family, and damn sure no respect for the game.
Hmm.
Facts. So now, guys, um, we have Monk who tells Marlo that he saw Bodie with a cop. So you know how Marlo is immediately, right? Why? Because what Bodie says, because he can. He's ready to delete folks. So he tells Chris that they can't have nobody snitching, and Chris was like, but we don't even know if it's that for sure. Like, no, even you're not even trying to do your homework, you know?
Hmm.
And he said, yeah, so you trying to just let it, you just trying to risk it and take the chance. That's what Marlo says to Chris. And Chris didn't say nothing because why? He's just a loyal soldier. He just listens to what Marlo says. Yes, he tries to give him his little, give him the feedback, try to tell him what's the smart thing to do. But in this instance, he couldn't fight for Bodie. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that was that. He also told him, well, why don't you let your pup do it? Because we know that Michael ain't never deleted nobody yet. And so he was like, nah. Chris was like, nah, he used to work for Bodie, so his first time should be with somebody that he don't know.
Yeah.
All right. So after this, I'm gonna let you say your piece after, right? So after they get this squared away, we already know Bodie's going down. After we get this squared away, Joe, listen, Marlo tells Chris that Joe told him, this is a lot now, follow along. Marlo tells Chris that Joe told him that Omar came in offering his package bag, the shipment bag, for 30 on the dollar.
And he went up even higher, Prop Joe.
Exactly. That's why I'm laughing because I'm
Prop
like,
Joe be really
this
trying to get.
ninja is really something else. He's something else, but you know what? I can't lie. That's smart, honestly. Like if I gotta pay for this shipment, I don't agree with it because it's slimy. But if I have to pay all this money back for this shipment, why not get a little something? That's so slimy. Oh, all right, Moochie, go ahead and say everything. You can talk about whatever on all of this stuff. Let's talk.
I thought Prop Joe was slick, but they don't know. But
Ooh, he's something else. Wait a minute. Hold
I
on. Let
thought
me
I thought oh yeah, okay. Moochie was right. I agree 100%. Colvin had a relationship with Naaman. We-Bey wishes he had. Bay never saw the real potential of his own son. Only saw life one way. I
Mm-hmm.
agree.
Yep.
But you
Joe
know what
always
got me with
clean.
this part, which that you got showing now?
Mm-hmm.
How ballsy Cheese was.
Mm-hmm.
Cheese was ready to really take him in the back and really thought he was gonna try to beat this out of Omar. And
Mm.
Omar was gonna tell him where everything is.
Mm-hmm.
You really thought you had it like that?
No. Don't know
Yeah,
who you
nah.
come on now. You got this man with all of these, all this courage, because I was gonna say all of these, but
Mhm.
all of this courage coming up in here knowing daggone well that he stole your shipment. He came up in here.
Mhm.
Do you think he's scared of you?
No, he ain't scared, girl.
What is wrong with this guy? Cheese is such a clown. Like, Method Man, I love you so much. But
I couldn't
Cheese is
stand Cheese
such
as a
a
character
clown, yo.
though. Oh, who you like better,
Such a clown.
Cheese here or Ike Love from Belly? Which one you like better?
Oh my gosh. Which one was that? Ike Love.
Ike Love, the one that Ike Love. You know I moved solo from state to
State to
state.
state. Yeah, I don't, girl. I'm trying to even get his head, get a picture in my head. Oh, you talking
With
about
all the yellow and the
yeah.
Averex.
Yeah, okay. I probably take him, Ike Love. Because he was funny. But yo, they probably almost had the same character actually. Same type of
Yeah.
yeah, they were pretty much same people to be honest. All right, but I had to show this picture because I kind of had that all the way at the daggone end, girl. Okay, guys. So next, unfortunately, guys, we got Bodie. He meets his end. He's on the corner. He's talking, and all of a sudden, like he can see folks moving in the night, just like
Oh,
what the
this was,
heck?
I didn't like the way they did
What?
him, y'all.
Yeah, he was like, "What is that? What's like?" He just looking like, "Yo, what the heck is going on?" Then you got Poot like, "Yo, Bodie, because you got one coming over here at this, and you got
But
somebody
they
coming
was
over
all
that."
calling him. You heard Michael voice call him, right?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't hear it. Hold on,
They was
somebody make a
all
hell of
calling
nizzle.
him. That's my sister's son.
Yeah. So, um, uh, all right. So let's not put any spoilers in the chat, guys. All right. So, what was I saying? Okay. So yeah, with this situation right here, it was sad. You know, I heard people saying Yo Bodie. I mean, the only person I heard that kept saying Yo Bodie was Poot. All right, and
Nah, it
Poot
was
kept
people
saying
calling him.
right. Poot kept saying, but that the only person I was paying attention to was Poot, and he kept saying like, "Let's get out of here," whatever. He like, "No, I ain't getting off my corners and that." Now I just kind of feel like this was stupid. In my opinion, it was stupid because even I get it, you don't want to run. What's up, pretty girl? But
Hey,
live
pretty girl.
to fight another day. You know
You
what I'm
know,
saying?
I don't know why he ain't left when Pooh told him to come on, y'all.
Yeah, like if you see folks coming, like come on.
Yeah,
I know he
I
was.
couldn't figure that out.
I know he was busting shots back and everything, but come on now, you don't think that these guys already had like a plan?
And it was more
The
than one of
ambush?
them.
Yeah, it was a whole ambush. Like you should have
They
just
was coming from
ran.
every direction.
Yeah, you should have just ran, and you could have hit back. As far as I'm concerned, I don't know. Listen, I know that people have said very stupid things for folks running when a gun was pointed at them. I've seen somebody get a gun pulled out on them, and the guy ran. Like he kind of like ducked like that, and then he tried to run. Like I literally thought that this dude was about to get shot before my freaking eyes. And they after that he became the joke. Like everybody, like he had I'm not gonna say what his tag name was, but they replaced it with such and such and run. And I was like, really? Because he didn't want to get shot, he's a joke? I just can't. That's so I understand why Bodie decided he didn't want to run because folks will start making fun of you for that and all that. But I just think it's stupid. So go ahead,
He was
Moochie.
like, nah, this is my corner. All of that.
All of that for what? When you could live to fight another day. Exactly, pretty girl. When keeping it real goes wrong. It's such ignorance and stupidity. Like, oh, at least I went out like a G. Well, you ain't here to tell nobody that you went out like a G.
You know?
And then the way they shot him, like that next shot, I thought that was so unnecessary. So they hit him in the head with the headshot, right? And then that's not funny. Stop. That's not funny. So, a little bit.
Yeah, this was a tough scene to watch.
Yeah, it's tough to watch. It really was. And then when they I don't want to say the word because they might try to limit me. When they went for the second one, you see how his head kind of like bounced, like it was just. And I probably shouldn't talk about that because I know that it's probably triggering. Like it's terrible. Stephanie Young, hello. I'm still not over the scene after all these years. Hated he went out like this. Yeah. Bodie was raised by Avon. No young boy about to run me off my corner. I get it. I get it. Yes. All right. Well, that's a good point. It's a good point. All right. So we already heard that Marlo wants the young pup, aka Michael, to put in work. So even after Bodie gets deleted, he wastes no time to have Michael put in some work. All right. So, but we don't know this yet. But he comes to the house. Marlo comes to the house with Chris and Snoop, and he tells Michael that he's going to be taking over Bodie's corner. Right. He also notices that Michael is wearing the freaking infamous ring, guys, around his neck. He said, "Where you get that ring from?" And he was like, "I took it from a nigga. I stole it from a nigga. I took it from a nigga." Whatever he said. And then he was kind of looking. They looking at each other. I think Marlo looked at Chris or something like that. And then what's his name said? Michael said, "You want it?" And he's like, "Nah, you keep it." And I'm just like, yo, I thought you tried to pawn that daggone thing, man.
Remember, they told him not to pawn it because the cop would come after him.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they were scared to pawn it, because they thought that was actually his ring. Like, he ain't stealing from nobody.
Right. But what is he? No, but what was he? Don't you think that's kind of silly though? Help me to understand, because if I pawn a ring that I supposedly took from a cop, so what he gonna do? Like,
they were scared of Officer Walker. Remember, they was like, you don't know what he'll do if he see you with that ring. That's what the little boy that stole the cars. Remember, the one with the broken fingers is living to talk about it. Like, look at what he did to me. And
so, but you know what I'm saying? Like, if they pawn the ring, like, my point is, who is gonna know that? How they gonna know he pawned it?
Because sometimes if
you don't
have a registered ring. Huh? Yeah, but if it's a registered ring, it comes up like that. So that's why they was thinking,
up like what? That
like if the ring is registered and it comes up stolen, like it'll come up like somebody tried to pawn it. Oh, so that's probably why they was scared. They thinking that he actually bought that ring instead of taking it off for Omar, like he did.
I know, but it's still stupid. It's just dumb kids. It's kids stupidity.
Kids that's thinking all of this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just kids stupidity, because it's like, I mean, what am I gonna do? So what? In the pawn shop, you leave your name and all that stuff, right? You could put a fake name. You could do this, do that. Like, what is gonna go on? You know what I mean?
Don't know all of that about a pawn shop.
No, I know, but I'm just saying it was just a dumb thing that he should have kept the daggone ring. If anything, he could have sold this to somebody, as far as I'm concerned. But he kept the daggone bad luck ring. Renee said pawn shop report when they receive stolen goods, right? But I understand, I get that. I'm just trying to say, how they gonna know who did it? If they don't have to leave their true name, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they could.
What I'm saying is
the pawn shop guy, and the guy could tell.
What I'm saying is, if these street smart, okay, Renee, that's a good point. If these street smart kids, right, supposedly street smarts, but clearly they not. But he said cameras are in the pawn shops now. Well, now, back in that time, I don't know if they were, but maybe they were. Maybe they were, maybe they weren't. But whatever. That's a cool little debate. All right. So anyway, Carver tells McNulty that Bodie is dead. So McNulty goes in there, he reads the report, he sees it, and he's, kind of has a little fit, throws the file across the room and things like that. How did you feel about that, Moochie?
I wonder if he blamed himself for that, because the way he went in there, and he knows he was the last person that actually spoke to him, and he know he had him on the line to basically, look, I'm gonna rat these people out, but I'm not gonna rat out my own people. So I feel like he oh wow, now I'm not even gonna be able to get anything for this case.
There you go.
That's how I feel like he's still worried about, oh, I'm not gonna have any leads for this case now that he's gone. So now I'm not gonna be the top cop.
Renee, you funny. Not back then. I used to get free stuff back then. Too quizzy. All right. Yeah, you ain't trying to cut McNulty a break, though. I see, girl. I see you. So now Colvin and the doc, right? They attend a meeting to propose to keep the program going at the school. But, the folks, the two guys, the lady and the guy that was in the meeting, I don't know who they are, what their names are. I don't care, right? They weren't trying to hear anything. it was just like a 10-minute hearing, and they were just like, yeah, we'll just, we'll keep this in mind, or we'll, whatever. No, and
We'll
they
keep you
didn't even bother
posted.
to, they didn't even bother to mention it to Carcetti or nothing. The crazy thing about it is Colvin, before the meeting started, he was so nervous about going into the meeting and meeting with Carcetti because of, he felt like the backlash of the situation with him trying to so-called legalize
Amsterdam.
Amsterdam. But I feel the irony about that is that I think Carcetti would have been very, very helpful for him in that meeting, and he wasn't there.
Yeah.
That was actually, it didn't work out in his favor when the lady told him that he's not going to be in this meeting because he's in Annapolis. I guess that made Carcetti feel a little better, but it didn't.
You mean Colvin?
Colvin, yeah. Sorry. Carcetti was in Annapolis. That's what the lady told him, the receptionist. But then I think he felt a little better, but it was like the crazy thing is that's the person that you actually want to be in your meeting these days. You know what I'm saying? He's the guy that's actually trying to do something, and they're saying for last week's episode, they were that same black lady that was in that meeting tried to come out of her face and say, well, I can guarantee you that after everything is said and done, the money was spent on good programming. No, the heck it wasn't, because here it is. This guy is coming to you with a good program and you're crapping on it.
Yep.
You see that? So Carcetti would have called to out on this right there, I believe. That's what I think, guys. All right. So Tamika said we're still talking about oh gosh, that's why I said it was a good debate, because I knew he was going to be talking about it for a minute. We talking 14-year ago logic. They needed to be 18 with ID to pawn anyway. Yes, that's true. So they was just stupid kids. I mean, back to basics. Stupid kids, right, guys? All right, so R.I.P. We-Bey. All right, We-Bey I said We-Bey. I'm sorry, guys. I said We-Bey because I'm looking at his name. R.I.P.
Bodie.
My guy, Bodie. Aw, Bodie. And the crazy thing, guys, when I was watching this, I knew, I already knew that Bodie was going to die. I told y'all, most of the people I know what's going to happen to them, but there are a lot of people I don't remember what happens to them. I just don't. Okay. Bodie is not one of those people. I told y'all Stringer Bell definitely knew what was going to happen with him, Bodie, and whatever. So, but I didn't know what was going to happen this season. You hear me,
I thought he was
Mooch?
going to last a little longer too.
Yeah, but even me, as like from what I remember, I didn't remember it happening in season 4. I thought it happened in the final season. I'm like, yo, Bodie going out now? Oh my gosh.
Boo.
And then they took him out like kind of like in the middle of the episode. I was like, oh my gosh, this came up on us too fast. I wasn't ready. I was not ready. But once I saw, him get into that car, and I said, oh my gosh, are they gonna get rid of Bodie this episode?
When I saw Monk saw them, I was like, oh damn.
Yeah, that's when I knew. I said, oh my gosh, they're gonna do it this episode, this season. I was like, oh snap. I was just kind of thrown off guard. All right, so now We-Bey tells Delonda that he needs to let Namond go, because he was like, you put him out, and she was like, yeah, he needs to learn.
He needs to learn.
So he was like, all right, well, if he out, he out. Like, basically, if he out of the house, then he out of the game. Shay, you ain't want to take my son from me. And he was like, you better remember who the heck you talk. Yeah, he said, you better remember who the heck you talking to, okay? My word is still my word. And he said, wherever you rest, wherever you call home, my word will find you, whatever he said, right? My word will still find you.
You got a super sticker, boo.
Watch who the freak you talking to. Oh, thank you, Marcus, for the super sticker. I appreciate you. So, let me see. Did y'all know that the guy who played Rolla Powell is actually the one that? Yes, I did. Yep, he was the one that came out of the freaking whatever, the house, whatever that was. He came out of the darkness and boom shakalaka. So, which is so sad. So We-Bey is Pretty cute. All right. So he said, this man gonna come up in here and tell me my son could be anything he damn well please. So go ahead, Moochie, and talk to me about this because I know you can't stand Zalon.
Look, then what happens with me and you? What happens with us? He was like, well, we gonna go on.
You still got me.
You still got me.
Like, I mean, I'm looking at Weebay like, what was you doing with Delonda?
Delonda probably was some older chick that could cook. You coming
well,
from
big
hustling.
you see
Look,
that
you coming
big
from hustling, and she done had made you a plate of yams
mm-hmm.
with some fish.
She
Cause
looked like she could cook with that.
They know they in the Beemore area. So she probably
Yeah.
did crabs and
He
all
got
that
them crabs
stuff.
and everything.
Look,
Look at
if
what
you
that big old daggone rump.
it, bae, I'll cook it.
Mm-hmm. Talking about get over here. Where you going?
Mm-hmm.
Her big rump following Namond after she smacked him, trying to walk out the door.
If you buying, bae, I'll cook it.
Oh man, he said my son could be anything he pleased, and she said except a soldier, and he was like, well look what happened to me. You know what I'm saying? If that's where it's gonna get you, then who the heck want to be a soldier? When you look at my life, you look at my life. You see what I see. You should just sing that.
Greens,
beans,
potatoes.
Why did I say tomatoes? That shit is potatoes. Greens, beans, tomatoes. Yeah, son. Shoot. Zalonda was a better mother to Bobby Brown.
You know she was.
She sure was, yo. Yo, we still here. It's we in here for an hour and some change. We gotta move on. Okay, because it was like an hour and 18-minute episode. So we do
because it was a finale.
It was a finale, but my word is still my word. Very good quote from We-Bey, loving him. Okay, so let's see what else. I think that is actually the last picture. So we're gonna be riding it out without any more pictures for the rest of this live. Okay. So anyway,
montage after that.
huh?
They had the montage. We saw Michael get his first,
So Cuddy leaves the money on the table, guys. All right.
I didn't like he doesn't doing that.
He doesn't want to take the money from the governor. He says that the governor wants him to kiss his behind. He wants him to beg, and then he want to hold a press conference about it and tell everybody, And so that was, I don't know how good of a move that was, but the talk is that the governor sees him coming. So he kind of wants to muddy him up. He wants to make him look dirty and kind of throw dirt on his name before he even tries to go for that seat in 2 years.
I don't understand. You just got to become mayor. How you already talking about governor? You ain't even doing your job as the mayor yet. To me, how you already trying to run for that? Talk about running for that seat, and you really not even in the office. Good. I never understood that.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think of it that way, but I guess when you have goals, you know what I'm saying? But that's how they all are. If you really look at it, the lady, I forgot what her name was already.
One of them said they'll all disappoint you.
Yeah, she's already like, she was supposed to be next up for this and that. So I guess if he's saying, listen, if I promise you, the Madam President chick, if I promise you, or you work with me, don't give me so much of a hard time, I will make sure that you get this seat when I run for governor, So he just has goals. He's one of those people that got goals, but it's like, work it out here first. Like you already see your little cleanup, your city cleanup, this, that, and the third. It looked like it was working at first, but now you done got yourself a $54 million, like a whole debt on your hands, and you don't. So it's just not. You got to fix that first, because if you don't, it's an issue. Okay, so now also we have McNulty. He acts like he's jacking up Poot, but he just wants to know what happened to Bodie. And Poot tells him, you freaking happened, okay? They saw you talking to him, or one of y'all talking to him, and that was the word. The word was that he was basically snitching. So why don't you get the heck off of me and let me go before they do me the same freaking way? So also we have Dookie brings Prez a present for Prez to thank
Mm-hmm.
him for everything that he's done. I didn't really like Prez's demeanor. I know he still cares for Dookie, but I feel like he was acting a little standoffish to me. Did you see that?
I think he wanted to know if he was going to school, so that's why he was acting standoffish because he was there without his books
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. That's why he was looking like what are you really doing, kid?
Right. Okay. Because
Like he could
you
see right
know,
through him.
because the way he was saying it, like he gave him a present, he's saying thank you for for everything you did and everything, and he was like, "Oh, that's nice, Duquan." Like not really. He didn't seem like too happy about the gifts, and
Yeah, because he know
and
his
I
kids
feel
don't
like
have
it
no
was because
money.
for me, that's what I was wondering. If was it because of what Miss Donnelly told him, like you gotta like separate yourself from these kids now. You can't be, showing them too much that you care too much, or get your own kids because these are not yours. Like don't get too attached to them. So I almost thought that I said, did she get in his head? Like I know he didn't stop caring about Dookie, but it was just making me wonder, like what was going on? Like why are you acting so Marlon nonchalant? Like why are you acting like that? But the way you put it, Moochie, that I could see that as well. But I was wondering if it has something to do with Miss Donnelly and what she said. Like, even though he still cares, like he had to act like he didn't care that much to Dookie, right? I don't know. That was just
I
my
I,
thing.
I feel like he wanted to know where that pen came from. Where this kid get the money from the pen?
Mm. That's a
Because
good
it's
point.
like the pen was a nice expensive pen,
Yeah, and
and he know
he's
this kid.
living.
Yeah.
He's living with Michael, who was getting it in with some girl as he's coming home. So that's basically what he got to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
He got to deal with Michael coming in. I mean, hey, at least it's a clean house, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? But it just seems like, he could kind of like be his little live-in babysitter now, like for Bugs. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
That's just
He
me
don't have
seeing.
nowhere to go really.
Yeah. All right, guys. So now the corner kids, they got to go back to gym pop. That's what they calling it. They got to go back to class. The program is being pulled, and they got to go back to class. The kids, they don't want to go back to class, but um Naaman was like, this was cool, but I guess it's about that time. You know what I mean? It's time to go back. So when they get back into class, Alfred tries to act up, like, yeah, your worst nightmares is back, and all of this. And Zenobia just kind of looking like you rolling her eyes. Nobody paid him no mind. Nobody laughed or anything. So he felt really stupid. Like, it's like, I'm just playing. Yeah, because you know why? This is a different classroom. They love Mr. Prez. So don't come up in here disrespecting. That's one thing, when your kids love you as a teacher, they not gonna let nobody come up and disrespect you. Moochie, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, yeah, they
I
not gonna
thought that
have that.
I thought that they looked at him like, come on now, what are you doing? Even the classmates that came back with him gave him the side eye.
Mm, mm. Wow.
Yeah, he even gave him the side eye. So you had
Yeah.
Zenobia looking at him like, what are you doing?
Right. That's what I said. She giving him the side eye and nobody said nothing. Like, you're not about to be up in here. What do you call it? You're not about to be up in here disrespecting this teacher. Are you crazy? But anyway, yes, I'm just playing. All right. So we also see that McNulty, like he tells Beatty that he wants to go back to major crimes because he feels like he owes it to a kid. We know what kid he's talking about. He's talking about Bodie. So that's why he wants to get back to major crimes. All right. And then next, Carver drops Randy off to a group home, and Randy tells him not to feel bad. You tried, and thank you. So he thanks him and all of that, and he walks him inside the group home. He sees all these, almost grown looking men. I mean, they're big, older kids, obviously. They don't look like they're around his age too much. Um, and Carver is taking this really hard. So he goes inside of his car and he's beating up the daggone steering wheel and all of that. and it just, it didn't work out. It was a very sad situation. Okay. And then we also have Bubs. He's in the D ward. I think he's in the hospital in D ward. And, Kima brings the dude that I think like the sponsor dude from the drug program. She brings him to see Bubs, but she can't bring herself to see him. And it's like, what in the world is going on? Like, well, I guess I don't know if she feel like she failed him. I don't know what that was about, but she just couldn't bring herself to see him, and she walks away. And when Bub sees the guy, he breaks down. He's like, I don't want to feel anything. I don't want to feel anything. He starts crying and breaking down. But it was really good that she brought the sponsor dude there for him because he really needed it. And he also said that, him being there, Bubs being in the D ward, he's definitely clean for real. So this is a perfect place for him to be and for that sponsor guy to show up, because now he can also get him back on the track to being clean again, back on the road to being clean again.
What did you think about Kima not talking to Bubs at that point?
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying. I don't know if you was, I guess you kind of was going, but
I was looking
I
in
was
the
saying that I I was wondering if she felt like she failed him and that's why she didn't want to face him.
I
Because I
think
was like,
so.
why did she not go in there? You know what I mean? And they go way back, and so it's just like, I don't know what's up with that. Like,
I
how
think
did
she felt like she failed him and she couldn't face him. I agree with that.
yeah.
Like she felt bad for him and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Art Love, what's up? He said Carver should have just took him home. Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
I don't understand why he just didn't do that.
Yeah. You know what's crazy about this whole thing is that there's so many kids, right? That like someone like Dookie who's not in the system, right? Yet he's not in social services or nothing like that. Why couldn't that just be the case with this dude? Just freaking take him home. They don't be keeping track of these kids.
Mm-mm.
Take him home, hide him, shoot. But he would have to put him in school and all of that. But I mean, come on now, shoot.
And what I
Go.
mean, he lived. I think he lives on the east side anyway. Carver,
So he would have went to
because
a different school then,
yeah, he
right?
would have went to a different school and everything. So it probably would have worked out for him.
Mm-hmm. What's up, Brills?
Hey,
Brilsy,
Brillo.
Brilsy. So, yeah, Michael catches his first body, guys. Chris tells him that he can look whoever in the eye now, whoever it is. It looked like when he walked up to the guy, he definitely looked him in his
Yeah, he
eyes for
did.
for a few hot seconds,
Mm-hmm.
and then boom, off with his head.
Yeah, that was
Somebody's knocking
crazy.
on the door, guys. So annoying. Sorry about that. Every time. You should have saw the other night, Moochie. It was just insane.
My sister barged in here like 3 times.
It was annoying. Could you really, Zamir? Man, I am. What's up, young boy? So McNulty, now it's the montage that you were talking. Be quiet, Mel. Hi. Come on, hurry up. How's it going?
Hi.
So McNulty comes back to Major Crimes. This is the montage scene that you were talking about, right, Mooch? And so we have McNulty comes back to Major Crimes. Prez sees Dookie on the corner selling drugs. So now we can
Mm-hmm.
see, because we didn't know this yet though. I mean, I think what you were talking about with the pen situation, that was like an indication. I didn't
Yeah.
see, you know what I mean? So now we see it's
That's the first thing
confirmed.
you gonna put together, like where this kid getting all this money
Yeah.
from.
I mean,
And
you
I
could
was
you could guess that it's Michael. You know what I mean? That's what I would have guessed. I wouldn't see Dookie on the corner yet. Like I just was like, Dookie on the corner. That sounds so weird, Dookie on the corner. But yeah, that's what he was doing. He was on the corner. So I mean, like you put it together, and that is what it is. That he's on the corner. But I guess Michael was like, I'm not about to take care of you. So we also see Randy getting jumped at the group home, and his money was stolen. Because another thing was we saw him kind of putting the money into like that little the binder part of the book, right? And so oh man, that was sad. The money was gone. See, he said it was 200 and something Oh, what happened to Moochie again? He said it was $200 and something. I don't know if it was 238, whatever it was, guys. It was over $200, and they stole that sucker. How sad, right? He was getting beat up, but guess what? Listen, my man threw the first punch. Like, he's like, I'm not going out. Like, Namond don't fight back at all. He just be like this, like getting beat the heck up. Freaking Randy threw the first hook. Like, yo, y'all think y'all just, I already know what y'all about to do. So I'm gonna at least deserve it. Like, I'm gonna just hook off on one of y'all. Somebody getting hooked off on. I'm not gonna be the only one coming up out of this thing beat up. I'm hooking off. Okay. So we also have that the nurse from the hospital becomes Cuddy's new boo and all of that. And I'm like, okay, let me see. So, it was just like, I guess she said, hey, he's not a bad looking guy, first of all, and he's about saving the youth. He done changed his life around. So we, let me get his number or whatever happened in that hospital room. We do not know, guys. So I bet you what happened was she changed her tune, and when she started to go up in that daggone hospital room, she was acting real nice. That's what I think. She started acting really, really nice. Okay. So, also, I think of the last thing we see that Namond now lives with Colvin, and yeah, he lives with Colvin now and his wife. He's still going to school and things of that nature. And then we also see that the little kid that got his fingers all tore up, what's his name? Donut. Thank you, Donut. He still stealing cars, guys. And he's driving by Colvin's house, and Namond sees him, and he's like, what up? You know what I'm saying? And he's just like, yo, this guy out here is still stealing cars. Amazing. So that daggone donut is too cute. You know what I mean? I think that he was a good side character. I'm glad that we didn't see anything happen to him, but at the same time, it's not good what that little boy doing. I mean, eventually something is going to happen to him. He's going to wind up going to jail. If he continues this, he's going to go to jail. Okay. And so Tamika says that Randy learned that from Mike, his first hit. She showed her bedside manner. Well, I was trying to get Moochie back up in here for her final thoughts, but guys, I'm about to get off. I don't know what happened. She said she's trying to get back on. But what we're gonna do, guys, before we go into season 5, what we're gonna do is we're going to have a live on Tuesday where we talk about our favorite episodes, actually not favorite episodes, our top 10 scenes, I believe. Top 10 scenes. This might be her calling me, and I don't even know where my phone is. Hello.
Yeah, I'm trying to get back on.
I know. I'm about to end it. Don't worry about it. I don't know why. I don't see you back here.
Yeah, it won't let me in. I'm trying to get back in now.
All right. Sorry. Did you want to say, you want me to put you on speaker and you could, oh, there you go. I'm about to say, you want me to put you on speaker so you could get your final thoughts in?
Yeah, let me get my final thoughts in. I just wanted to say, I'm sorry, y'all. I keep getting kicked off location, and I'm not doing so good. I apologize. But this to me, this season was the season that was kind of the start of bringing everything together. Because then we saw season 2 with the Greeks. We saw them coming back into the scene towards the end. So yeah. I want to see where this goes. I want to place. I'm looking forward to the final season, and I want to see how everything goes down. I want to see what happens if we see any more of these kids and what happens to them and stuff like that too. So I'm interested in all of that.
You are a funny girl. But yes, what I was trying to tell them, Mooch, was that we're not going to go right into season 5. which
Okay.
I started season 5 episode. Did I get through episode 1? I'm not sure if I got through episode 1, but I did start it the other day. I was very, very disappointed when I saw that they did not have the same, which I should have known that they didn't have the same theme song. I should have known that. They changed it every year, but that's all I remember though. You see, like all I remember is when I watched it with the kids in it, that was the only thing I remembered was that. So I thought they kept it. But man, I will not be surprised if there are a lot of surprises for me in season 5 because I just feel like there's a lot that I did not see. I'm not gonna lie.
Definitely.
All right. So like I said, Tuesday we're not hitting episode 5. I'm sorry, season 5. I don't know, I keep saying episode. We're gonna be talking about our top 10 favorite scenes. We're also gonna talk about some interesting facts. And so hopefully the live will not be that long, probably about 30 minutes long. And then the next Sunday we'll have season 5, episode 1 coming at you. Okay.
All right.
I feel sad, like I'm gonna miss the kids. So that's how I feel. And that's that. Okay. Now I will see you guys in the next video. Actually, Moochie, what do you have coming up for your
tomorrow? I'm supposed to do Run the World. I still have to do my trending topics. I want to see how everything is. So keep your fingers crossed. I'll be on tomorrow at 9:05. Okay.
Okie dokie.
Later.
Yes, guys. Talk to you later. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Hopefully, I would like to get a video out there for you guys, but not sure right now. But we'll see. Just keep that notification bell turned on. You guys have a blessed night, and we will talk next time. Bye bye.